You know what? I just
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Solution Podcast. It's the solution. Yes, yes. It's the solution, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the truth. That's what we are here for. It's the Solution Podcast. Let's get to the solution. Let's work out these problems. Let's get to it. Let's tell them the truth. Let's stop the lies. Let's give them the evidence. The Solution Podcast. We got you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you stay tuned. I hope you comment. Hold on. Let me say that again. I hope you comment, like, and subscribe. We've got you. We're gonna tell the truth. We're not gonna lie to you. And don't forget, ladies and gents, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
That's right. Welcome to the Solution Podcast. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. All right. Well said. I said that. So well said to me. Shout out to everyone watching right now. We are going to be covering the Akaash. When I say we, I'm here with Hassan. We were supposed to have Brother JM as well, but unfortunately he can't make it. That's a shame. It would have really been great if he was here as well. Because how you doing? Before I go into it, and I don't even know why I react to these things, but it's important, I guess. Hassan, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me clearly? Everything?
Yes, I can. I can.
Yeah. I recommended that we do this live. I remember sending you this video. I think it's a great video to react to. I want to react to it, definitely. That's for sure.
I did a reaction to it. Guys. So go and check that out. We've already got 7 of you guys watching. Go and check that out. I did react to it. But why? Remember, I didn't even want, when you sent me the video, I didn't even want to do a reaction to the story. I didn't want to do it because I was just thinking, this is so common these days. But anyways, listen, we are going to be unpacking, or we are going to be talking about the Akaash situation, the Akaash scandal. Is that what you call it? Is it a scandal? I don't think it's a scandal, you know.
Say tragedy? Train wreck?
But for who? But for who? For who? When I say that, right? This is what I mean. When I say for who, when I ask for who, I'm asking because I don't consider myself like part of the norm, or part of modern society, or part of this feminist liberal modern society, because I'm Catholic. The way I do things is different from how they do it, from how everyone else does it. Because as a lot of modern men these days are like Akaash. They behave like Akaash. Huh? Yeah, because look, excuse me. They allow their women to have social media. They allow and nothing against women having social media, but they allow their women to go on social media, sexualize themselves, for example. They allow their women to dress scandalous in a very sexualized manner. They are okay with a lot of the behaviors that we've seen from Akaash's wife, Jasleen Singh. They are okay with a lot of, I'm not saying they are okay with because obviously it became a scandal for a reason. I'm not saying that they are okay with what she was saying online, but she's not. A lot of these modern women are not too far off from Jasleen Singh, from how she is. They're not too far off. I'll be honest with you. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. For me, it's this particular one is interesting because he it's not really her that bothers me, it's him. And I look at this and I think you deserve this, and I'm glad you're getting it. I don't look deeply beyond that. I think he's a weakly disingenuous, lack of integrity person, and I think men like that should suffer in some way in some way. And I think this is suffering, and this is a humiliation for him because he's so how can I say you know they say this. I think Jordan Peterson says it as well. Jordan Peterson said this once. He said, if you lie, you're going to have people around you that are just liars, or the people that tell the truth won't be around. And at some point in your life, you're going to need somebody to tell you the truth. And because you're such a good liar, or you're so comfortable lying, or you're so used to lying, that you're going to lie to yourself. I've seen that repeatedly with people where they lack integrity. They always take shortcuts in terms of fulfilling their moral obligations with people, respecting them, treating them with decency, being fair with them, being just with them, so on and so on and so on. And I think this is the case of where you lack integrity, and in some areas you pay for it in another, because he's so how can I say, again, I perceive him as a person who lacks integrity. And because he lacks integrity, I think he's duped himself into thinking that he deserves his material success and his intentions means that he deserves a dutiful wife who's beautiful. When he could just look himself in the mirror and tell himself the truth and say, hey, just because I want something doesn't mean I deserve it. And I think he wants this girl, the same culture, same values, maybe probably quite materialistic, and just lacks a class or basic how can I say certain decorum, certain etiquette, right, certain basic decency in her behavior. But because she fits all the markers of his vain pursuits require, and his low character personality, because he's a comedian. The guy talks on stage for a living, just mocking and insulting and saying things. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with comedy, but you're not a how can I say, you're not an asset to society. We need plumbers, we need electricians. We're like, this is good. Don't get me wrong, be a comedian, be an entertainer, but it doesn't say much about your character besides you like talking a lot and you're good at wording things in a certain way to make it laughable. So already he could be questioned in a variety of ways. He said some pretty horrible things about Muslims. He's quite a bit of a. Are you still there? Because I'm talking a lot. I don't know if you can hear me.
No. I'm listening to you. But is that where your gripe with him comes from, or is it?
Well, it's
from multiple.
It's two. I like his general demeanor. I don't like the fact that he's very comfortable, because what they did to Fresh and Fit, no matter how little I respect them or respect what they do, because respect them and respecting what they do, it's going to be slightly different. I don't respect what Fresh and Fit. I don't respect what they do, should I say. I don't respect the Red Pill. But the way that Fragrant or whatever, the podcast, the way they treated Myron and Fresh was so pathetic. And he was doubling down on it as if he was, and a part of me thinks his wife is the one that pretty much sent him on that mission of go speak to them and say this or whatever it is. And he seems the type of guy to take orders from his wife. And I say orders, I mean orders. She seems the type to just make a command, and he fulfills it.
I think. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm done
I,
arguing.
I think the best place to start is by first of all introducing the scandal, okay, and then because guys, we've got videos to react to. All right, we've got videos to react to, and but first of all, if you're not familiar with what's happened with this scandal here, um, then you're probably living under a rock. But anyways, Akaash is, I think, is a comedian, actor. I don't know what else he is. I don't. I personally don't find his comedy funny. It's like I said on my reaction. He's not my cup of tea. All right. I don't find him funny whatsoever. Nothing against the guy. I just don't find his comedy funny. Um, he used to listen to. We used to watch Fresh and Fit. I don't watch Fresh and Fit anymore. Only when something big happens. But um, we used to watch Fresh and Fit, and that's how I came across him because Fresh and Fit was invited to the Flagrant platform, which is his Cash and Andrew Shaw's platform, and there, Fresh and Fit were treated horribly. As much, just like Hassan said, much as we don't agree with the red pill, because I do believe the red pill feminism for women, so for men, feminism for men, and it's destroying the West. It's destroying the men in the West. The way they treated Myron and Fresh was uncalled for, because they invited the guys. But anyways, the scandal is basically his wife. People have uncovered uncovered video clips of his wife saying, "Oh my days," the most outrageous things that can come out of a wife's mouth. A wife should not be speaking like that. A normal woman should not be speaking like that publicly, and yet she is. She's got her own platform, her and someone else. I think it's called Main Character. That's her platform, and she's saying things like she wants to sleep with you know, her husband's best friend. She wants to have a foursome. And she's being serious about it, in my opinion, personally. She talks about missing her, I don't know, college. I think in America they call it college. Here we would say university. She misses her university days, her college days, where she was popping her PUSSY to a bunch of frat white boys. That's how she said it. All right, and this is, of course, this is all after they got married, and she's still saying stuff like this. I mean, me personally, if a woman, if she has that type of, I think she was saying this, if I would never marry a woman like that, put it that way. Okay, I would never marry a woman like that, and I don't know what was wrong with that guy Akaash, for him to choose a woman like that. I don't care how good looking a woman is. If I see her talking like that on social media, all right, because I'm sure she was talking like that on social media before, but she's talking like this. She's talking like this now. Now that's how she's talking about it. She's talking like this now, after she got married. So imagine how she was talking before she got married, and he overlooked all of that. Akaash overlooked all of that. And this is what I'm saying about modern men not vetting women properly. How can you marry a woman like that? She will eventually embarrass you, and cause you a lot of problems down the line. But anyways, we've got videos to react to. But yeah, a bunch of videos have been uncovered of her saying the wildest thing ever. And of course, because of that situation with Fresh and Fit, this thing has gone viral now. But anyways, that's what's happened, and this is why a lot of people are interested in what's happened, because she also said she was a virgin. Apparently, no, Akaash said she was a virgin, and come to find out that she was doing a lot of stuff that she shouldn't. Apparently, she wasn't a virgin. Okay, so when he married her, she wasn't a virgin. So there's that too. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of videos to react to. My interest in this, yes, I don't like his personality. So I'm talking for a long time. But yes, I don't like Akaash's personality. That's true. I don't like his personality at all. I think he's a prick. He's an idiot. I don't find his comedy funny, and I think his personality is horrible. Is not a likable guy, in my opinion. But that's my interest in this story is primarily to do with how modern men or men who are not religious vet women these days, and why I am not surprised as a religious man why these men find themselves in these situations. Okay, and it happens more often than a lot of people think it does. It happens a lot, in fact. Okay, it happens all the time. But men want to turn a blind eye to it because they don't want to seem misogynistic. They don't want to seem, I don't know. Everything feminism accuses men of being. They don't want to seem patriarchal. They don't want to seem all of these things. They don't want to seem bad and all of that type of stuff. So it's basically men sacrificing their boundaries for this type of embarrassment. So that's my take on it. What do you reckon, guy, bro?
A few things I want to say. One, the thing about being a virgin, she said it, he said it, but then obviously she's now making videos saying that she's, things that we're about to show, obviously at some point, of the things that she's admitted to or said to do. Either she's lying, or she's either lying now or she's lying when she got married. Either she was lying about being a virgin or she's lying about not being a virgin. Either way, there's a lie in there, a public lie, which is strange. And it's about chastity as well, or being chaste. So, or your sexual past. So I don't know. I don't think anybody should be lying about that. There shouldn't be necessarily public knowledge. That's another issue.
Exactly. But that's what I was thinking. You shouldn't even be talking about it publicly.
Yeah. So I was like, why would anybody be interested in that? But that there's a lie there somewhere, right? So you get if you get my meaning. Secondly, I gotta be delicate about this one. Be delicate how I say it, but I'll say it anyway because I think the Solution podcast, everything comes up for some reason. Race does for some reason as well, although religion for some reason is the number one thing.
Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I see a lot of Middle Eastern and South Asian men in this position, whether they're religious or not. They're with a woman who's considered attractive. She becomes a tyrant very quickly. And she's pampered and she's treated like whether it be Iranians. I don't know Afghanis. But Iranians, Pakistanis, Indians, not necessarily the case with Sri Lankans or Bangladeshis. Then you've got Arabs, not all Arabs, like Gulf Arabs. They don't tolerate this kind of mess. North Africans don't tolerate this as well. But more the Syrian, Lebanese, Iraqi, that part. So from the Mediterranean Arabs to the Levant Arabs, all the way to about North India. And the more pale the skin of the woman is in these cultures. Again, I didn't mention all. I didn't mention Afghan. I didn't mention the Arabia. I didn't mention North Africa. So there's not a racist thing. It's just a cultural observation. Now, I'm going to include Turkey in this. The more pale the woman is, the more status she has. And I think this is she seems like a woman who wants to escape this culture, but is not maybe she's being paid to stay in the culture, I guess, by her husband, because he said it in some videos. In fact, if you don't mind, I'll show you the video where he says that he considers himself unattractive on stage, but he considers himself very attractive. He considers his wife very attractive, and that now she notices he's unattractive, so he tricks her by giving her gifts. I think it's I think it's
so you're saying there's a racial element to it?
Not racial, because again, I don't see this with Gulf Arabs. I don't see this with North Africans.
Or is it cultural?
Yeah, cultural. Yeah, I don't know what it is about North Indians, Iranians, not so much Iranians, because Iranian women are quite independent for some reason, but then again they have the sort of elitist attitude as well. From what I've noticed, very, 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 how can I say, very Parisian, very, very princess type behavior. But anyway, and the same with and Arabs as well. Beauty is more with the women, but because they're isolated in that culture, because it's the culture frowns, the culture is so anti any other culture, and so sheltered, and so what's the word, insular is the word, maybe. It's a culture they don't necessarily mix with others unless it's a very specific, and for some reason it's usually European identity. There's a setup of a false economy.
Okay.
When I say a false economy is that the culture judges you for your personal choices, which aren't moral. Right? From what I can rather be with a rich white guy. But maybe she's settling for a rich Asian guy because he's thrown himself onto the ground and worshipping at her feet and giving her everything. When she could find a rich white guy, but maybe he's less likely to treat her so like a female deity. And again, there are more female Hindu gods than there are male gods. So I think maybe that has a factor that plays a factor as well. So I think so. There is that. Again, if I'm wrong, no culture is perfect. Every culture has its issues. We know that for a fact. Anything that I've said wrong, please, call it. Not call it, but this is not a radio show. But please comment or come in.
I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link as well in there, so anyone wants to. So, guys, I'm getting used to this new. I haven't done a live in a long time, so I'm getting used to the new layout of things. So bear with me. There's a lot of new features that apparently StreamYard has decided to implement that I wasn't aware of. So just bear with me, okay? Just give me time. I'm trying to get used to all of this type of stuff. I thought everything was the same as usual, but apparently it ain't. Okay, so if you're seeing some weird things, or just bear with me. Everything will be fixed by the next live. But yes, I see what you're saying, bro. But I think we should start off with addressing the main guy. So if we can play the video of her talking about she pops her PUSSY on thingy, and then go on to the clips that people are the clips of her in her show talking about how she wants to do what she wants to do to her husband's best friend. I think let's play those clips. Let's get those clips out the way. Briefly talk about that, and then venture out into other things as well. Guys, this is not going to be a long one, guys, but because we've addressed this issue so many times. We've addressed this issue so many times. I feel sorry for men these days, for modern men, put it that way. Do you have any clips? Because
I'm just scrolling. Fine, I'm on his. Oh my god, he's got more clips. I'm just. I'm to find. I'm finding. I just saw some random clip right now, which kind of exposes that she's the one targeting Myra. She's the mastermind behind the. She's the head of the house. She wears the trousers in the household. But anyway, let me find the first clip.
How can a woman wear the trousers in the house? I don't understand this mentality. I really don't.
But you know what happens when the woman wears her trousers in the household, right?
Yeah. The collapses.
No, the man walks around bottomless.
But that's such a good joke. If she wears the trousers and he doesn't have the trousers yet.
He's bottomless, yeah.
But I keep warning you guys. Listen, modern liberal feminist men out there, please. Okay, I know you guys been brainwashed with an ideology that you are not necessarily conscious of, but please, for your own sake, learn how to vet women. All right. I wish you could all become Catholics, and that would teach you how to vet women. I wish you could all grab the Bible and go by what the Bible says on how a man should vet a woman. Unfortunately, you guys are just fine. You don't want to do that, but just please be aware. Please learn what liberalism is. Please learn what feminism is. Please learn, because these are the ideologies that are influencing you. That's why you make these type of mistakes. All right. I mean, it's like saying you're thinking with your private parts rather than your head. All right. It's the same thing. All right. When you're religious, when you think with your head, when you're a liberal, feminist, atheist idiot, you think with your private parts, and then you pay in the end. And that's what's happening here. This is exactly what's happening here. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Cool.
Liberal men.
Yep, that's me. Yep, that's me.
Bro, can you put the volume up?
In this situation.
What I find corny is my preference is not my women. Now,
is that better?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period.
Akaash only dates brown. Akaash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
so
Indian
this
woman.
is like loyal through and through.
Okay.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to fucking hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore.
Oh my God.
And I remember, what kind of porn do you watch?
You need a break from this.
Go ahead. I'll get through it.
When you use a vibrator.
Okay, not gonna lie, I don't watch porn while using a vibrator. What? I just think my imagination is vibration enough.
What?
I'm just thinking of like my own husband while I'm like doing it.
Wait, that's kind of baller, but I could never do that.
Yeah. And so I was
using you and your husband split finances. And I'm gonna be really fucking honest.
I don't.
We don't.
First of all, that's a fucking red flag. I'm not like, no joke. I love you girls. If you want to work all for that, whatever. But like any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a fucking red flag. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money. And look, have I only made $600 from content creating?
Wow, I went up $100 from last week.
But that's my money. Okay.
I don't know if you watch The Boys, but I love him on The Boys.
I never watched that show, but like he's on my hall pass list.
Oh yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler, and who else?
Do you know why I think I have like a good marriage? I think it's because my husband's never here.
Okay, so I've been getting a lot of comments that I'm using my husband for clout, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. No lies were told. I am leveraging the support I have. It's kind of like nepotism, but like through my husband, so like spousal nepotism. What's wrong with that?
Okay. It does get worse, by the way. It does get worse. There's a clip of her saying in front of her own husband, who is sitting with his best friend, and she's telling him that she wants to sleep with, what do you call it? She wants to sleep with the best friend, which
to be fair,
okay,
to her,
look.
there's a difference between being a scammer and a hustler. He only scams a little bit.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Now, listen. Aside from the obvious, okay, and the obvious is that hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, aside from the obvious, and what is the obvious? The obvious is the stuff that she's saying. Okay, that's coming out of her mouth. All right, which is and hold on a second, bro, because I want to play that clip. I want to play the one where she says this, right? Because I want to ask some questions.
You want me to go?
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm looking at my. Okay, got it. Just trying to. Hold on a second. There we go. This is scary, and the fact that men accept this these days, this is scary because he hasn't divorced her yet. He's still with her, so something's going on. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm not trying to. That's my reaction to it. Hold on, just trying to forward it. Hold on, I'm just trying to forward it to the bit. Almost there, guys. I think we played this one.
I haven't seen your
Can you hear me?
I'm actively trying to have.
No. Can you see the screen?
I can see your video. Yeah.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet. But wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face always
Nav is the best friend. Is the husband's best friend.
Every time. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy
or it's thick.
Okay, that's hold on, and this part here, right? This part here, just right in front of his face. This is what I found seriously disturbing. I mean, the whole thing is disturbing, but apparently there's more.
Can I say this is the best husband I've ever seen? And I'm not even saying that hyperbolically. It's a little annoying. And then like he's just getting in better shape.
Off, all right.
He be saying some boss ass shit. What is the stuff he says to you that I'm just like, that's fire?
Oh, Nav just puts his dick out on the table.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who hustles.
I'm not gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy. Wait, I'm meeting Nav's dad tomorrow, and I will say I'm fucking nervous because he has not to be weird, but he has big dick energy, and he's obviously
based off stories.
Yeah, he's a don.
We hate you. I respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you and want to fuck all of you.
Wow. That's modern day marriage these days. Listen, I'm sorry, I don't mean it's sad, and I don't mean to come across as as mocking, but when someone says "told you so," this is like God saying "told you so." You thought you knew what you were doing, but you're just stupid. You don't know what you're doing. This is why. This is what you get. These are the consequences of what you've chosen, and this is what most modern men are going through. I'm sorry, but when you don't know how to vet a woman, okay, or you vet a woman with by when you vet a woman based on lust, based on because there's an actual clip of him saying how he, the guy goes, "Oh, how did you guys met each other? How did you guys meet each other?" And he basically says, "Oh, she came to one of his shows or whatever, and she had a fat ass, and he followed her and all of that type of stuff." And And that's how modern men basically vet women. It's based on appearance and what she looks like. All right, that's how modern men vet women, and then they wonder why, because they don't vet their moral character. Okay, why? Because they themselves don't care about morals. They themselves don't have a moral character. Okay, or the moral character is, put it this way, so brainwashed by feminism and liberalism, they themselves don't even realize that. That's the funny thing about them. That's why they only vet women based on appearance. And when you vet a woman based on appearance, this is what you get. These are the results. Okay, these are the results. And I don't feel sorry for them at all, bro. I do feel sorry, because as a Christian, you know, we have to help our brothers. We have to help everyone, you know, regardless of where they are in that journey. But with liberals, it's like just seeing how they treat people who are religious, who tell them the truth. Just seeing how sometimes part of me is like, you know what? You want to self-destroy yourselves? Go ahead. Self-destruct. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's the point in talking to hard-headed people that don't listen? Oh, I don't want to follow religion. I don't want to follow religion. I don't want to follow God. Well, this is what happens to you when you don't. You end up choosing women that will embarrass you, okay? That will embarrass you online and talk about wanting to have sex with your best friend. But anyways, before I go on a rant, because I could talk about this all day. Before I go on a rant, bro, what is wrong with what she's saying?
Before I answer that, just one for the, because if it's one-sided, I don't think it leads to a good show or a good discussion.
That's what I'm trying to bring it back to, because one basically, like, from a liberal perspective, from people who think, from people who don't believe in religion, don't believe in vetting women, and you know what I'm saying, they don't believe in that. Okay, they don't believe in morals and all of that type of stuff. They avoid that type of talk, right? From a liberal perspective, what is wrong with dating a woman like that? Because as far as I've seen, he hasn't what do you call it? He hasn't divorced her. He's still with her. So what is wrong? Like what's the problem from a liberal perspective? Is there anything wrong with what she's saying from a liberal perspective? Because I can see why this is wrong from a religious perspective, why my woman shouldn't be talking like that. But from people who, you know, who don't believe in religion, who don't believe in that, what's wrong with her talking like that?
She's being disrespectful.
How?
She's expressing her sexual desires for another man to a husband who, when her husband makes it very clear that he wants sexual exclusivity towards her, that's why he married her. That's the whole point of marriage. It's you have sex with me and nobody else, and that's the whole point, isn't it? Isn't that
so? Why did he address her there and then? Why did he say, "Hey, don't talk like that"?
Because the liberal, or should I say the red pill, they say it's religious men are the ones that end up in this exact. Because the red pill.
Red pill. He made it clear that he said he's not red pill, bro.
He's blue pill. He's the exact opposite of what the red pill wants. He is religious. He saved himself until marriage. He picked a woman from the same culture who supposedly was a virgin. He provided for her, or what have you, and then he got the short end of the stick. So one could argue that his religious inclination is what led to him to this place. He did his part.
Religious led him to do it. Really?
Yeah. One could argue that. That's the argument that red pill's making. Anyway, I mean,
so his religious thing is what led him to it.
Yeah. He married a virgin. He stayed a virgin. He provides.
Did he marry again?
Housewife. How does that not fit the religious? How can I say the religious objectives?
So according to his religion, his wife is supposed to be talking about popping her PUSSY online.
No, she's meant to be a virgin.
I don't know. I'm asking because I don't mean to cut you off. I'm asking because I don't know what the religious standards are in. I think, is it Hinduism or Sikhism? Which one is it?
She's of a maybe, but he's definitely Hindu. So I think she's. Yeah, they're probably both Hindu. Yeah.
We can find out. Is he Hindu or Sikh?
He's definitely Hindu.
He's definitely Hindu. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm asking. I don't know what the religious standards are. I'm Christian, so I don't know what the religious standards for him. Maybe in Hinduism, this type of behavior is acceptable. Maybe that's the case. Is that what you're saying? That this type of behavior is acceptable in the Hinduism?
I'm not saying the end product is acceptable. I'm saying he did everything on the front end. What a religious society would recommend he do. He married a virgin. He was a virgin. He's the provider. She's the housewife. He's ticked all the boxes, and they still led him to this situation.
Hold on. We just found out that she's not a virgin, though.
Well, we don't know that. She could be lying.
Well, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, I'm asking this because you said, well, no, according to, I don't know how much you know about Hinduism, but are you saying, because if he did everything by the book, then that means, and he's religious, then that means he followed. What do you call it? He followed. So that means when he vetted her and when he saw her talking all this crap online, when he found out that she wasn't a virgin, all of that would have been okay according to the Hindu religion.
No. She never did this before they got married.
She never did this before. So this came out of the blue?
I don't know. All I know
so
is
her not being a virgin and her all of this, just she basically transformed into a new woman as soon as they got married.
Yep.
Yeah. That part there, I can't believe that. So you're dating her, and then I think they were dating for like a year. So in that time span, are you telling me that as a religious person, again, I'm stressing the fact that I don't know nothing about Hinduism. I know they worship a lot of gods. Okay. I know there's some stuff there that as a Christian I don't agree with, but there's some practices that I don't know. I don't know how many Hindu sects there are, but there are a lot from what I remember. But all I'm asking is, if he did everything by Hindu religious standards, then everything that's happening now shouldn't be a scandal, shouldn't be a problem.
It shouldn't occur. I don't think it works that way. I think that's the whole point of the red pill. No matter what you do, hypergamy will. The fact that she's not attracted will always overwhelm her desire to be obedient. What do they say? What's the sincere burning desire, or whatever the red pill term is? Overwhelming desire. I don't know. Burning. I don't know. Whatever the first red pill rule is, that he didn't check. So I think they're using him as an example to prove how religion doesn't work, and the red pill would have awakened him to this. I don't think so. I don't agree. I think a certain level of humility and basic self-respect would have exposed him to the fact that this woman is not to be dealt with. The fact that you have to bribe her to be attracted to you, and there's actually one video I want to play for a second, should have been the key indicator. But I don't think you need religion for that. I think religion helps most people, but I still think he would have been falling in for this trap if it was Christian, Muslim, or Jewish. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, but you're not answering my questions.
Yeah, what's your question?
My question is, is it permissible in the Hindu religion to behave the way she behaves now?
I have no idea.
As a religious Hindu person, is it permissible for her to behave in the way she behaves now?
I have no idea. Maybe I don't think so.
Exactly. If it's you have no idea, or I don't think so, then that means what that shows me is that as far as waiting to not be a virgin when he gets married, as far as waiting till marriage, that is just something that was in him to do. But vetting women is more than okay, I'm waiting, till marriage. Vetting a woman includes, okay, I personally think what happened is he became too liberal. His views became too liberal. He didn't vet her according to his religious standards. And this is the product. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've watched his interviews and I've watched the way he talks, and the way he talks is very much in line with feminism. It's very much in line with liberalism. It's it's one and the same. So that's why I'm like, okay, these are not traditional views. Now, I'm not claiming to know about Hinduism. I'm not claiming. That's why I'm asking you, because you're the one saying, where religion doesn't matter. You're agreeing with the red pill in this one. You're saying, well, religion doesn't really matter, and so on and so forth. But I'm saying, okay, but at the same time, you're saying, well, he did choose her according to his religious standards. So I'm like, okay, so does Hinduism accept this?
No, I said he chose. First of all, I never said religion doesn't matter and red pill is right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the argument from the red pill.
You did say that. You did say that. You did say that. Though.
I didn't say that, but it's fine. If I did say that, this is what I meant. From the red pill perspective, they're arguing that he's a perfect example of why you should avoid they're not using him to disparage religion because he's not a Christian or a Muslim. So, because he's a Hindu, they don't really, because their audience is mainly Muslims and Christians, right? So they're not gonna say forget Hinduism, like they don't really care. But they use him as an example of why you should have the red pill because he's blue pill. I think they see him as being liberal to a certain degree as much as you do, but they see him being as a bit religious as well. The point I'm making is your argument doesn't stand because he fulfilled the religious standards that you are setting.
So he fulfilled the religious standards that I was setting.
Yeah.
When did he do that?
Okay. Did he marry a virgin?
No.
Okay. You don't know if she wasn't a virgin.
According to all the information that's been uncovered right now, everyone is now saying she wasn't a virgin. That's part of the criticism. But it's more than just virginity. It's religious vetting standards is more than just virginity, right? You agree with me on that?
I do, but I need you to.
Okay, cool. Okay, virginity. All right, she wasn't a virgin. What's next?
You're not, by the way. You're assuming that, by the way, because the only person who really knows she.
I'm not assuming that. I'm not assuming that. This is what. If you can check Myron, you can check literally every single person that's criticizing him. Okay, they're basically saying yes. They've got videos that shows that she wasn't a virgin. Okay, this is something that they grill him on. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Of her having sex with someone, they have no videos of her not being a virgin. Now, do they have videos of her with someone?
He claimed that she was a virgin. He claimed that. All right, correct. He claimed that. But now, after everyone, after all the videos that she has put out, okay, people are now saying that she wasn't a virgin. There's evidence for that. This is what I'm saying. The reactions are saying. This is what everyone's criticizing him for.
No, just because people say there's evidence that she's not a virgin doesn't mean there's evidence that she's not a virgin. He said when I married her, she was a virgin. No, he said when first she. What did he say? Did he say she was a virgin or either way? He's the only one that has evidence whether she's a virgin or not. He hasn't.
No, he said he fell in love with her because she had a fast.
No, he said she was a virgin. I can play the clip.
No, I know he said that. You don't have to play that clip because I've seen the clip. The clip of him saying that she was a virgin, that's there. But because of what she's been saying, that she had guys on rotation. Yeah. And she has to watch certain videos to get her back to, away from that nostalgic state. Okay. This is why everyone is concluding that she wasn't a virgin after all. That what's his name? Akaash here lied. And shouts to everyone who got 18 of you guys watching. So this is what I'm trying to say. So when you say she married a virgin, okay, let's move on from the virgin bit. Okay, we can agree to disagree, but there's evidence there to show that she was not a virgin.
Okay. No evidence.
Okay.
In my opinion, would agree to disagree.
Religious standards is not just virginity. What else is there?
You tell me. You're the one saying the standard.
Well, are you a Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the religious standards according to Islam? When it comes to marrying a woman, what qualities that she needs to have?
You're on the defense here. You tell me.
I'm just asking you a question.
No, I know, but
we're just having a conversation. We're just having a conversation, not a debate. I'm just asking a regular question.
I know you are.
What are the standards according to Islam when it comes to vetting a woman?
I'll answer your question after you answer mine. What are your standards?
Anyways, my standard is she has to be first of all, virginity is definitely a standard. But that's not like, you know, definite, put it that way. But virginity is definitely a good standard to have. A woman should not have sex before marriage. What else? She has to be she has to be so I thought you wanted me to give my me to give my son. Okay.
I do, but you said virgin is not like it's a really good standard, but it's not a must. I want you to give me like the perfect scenario.
The perfect scenario? Oh yeah, virginity is one of them. The perfect scenario, virginity is one of them. A woman who doesn't just believe in the religion, she follows the religion, she practices it. She doesn't just so she practices it, and it's what else? And when you practice the religion, women that practice the religion usually tend to be submissive, they tend to be humble, they tend to want to be mothers, they tend to be obedient, they tend to respect their husbands, they tend to what else? Yeah, I think these are the this is the standard, religious standard.
I think the virginity is a standard, but I don't think the rest of the standards. I think those are just descriptions and assumptions. Like, what indications would he get that she wants to be a mother, that she's respectful, that she's this, she's that? What is it? What's the checklist?
What do you mean? What's the checklist? The question doesn't make sense.
But he's vetting a woman. He asked her,
"Yeah,
are you?"
Yeah.
She said, "Cool. What is the next question?"
What do you mean? I don't get it.
So
if you're courting a woman, they're both religious, you know that you should not be having sex outside of marriage. If you're courting a woman for a while and you talk to her and you're engaging with her, you're going to get to know her personality. You're going to get to know her personality based on her her personality. You're going to know how she behaves, how she conducts herself, and you're going to know, and you're going to deduce from that whether that's in line with your religious beliefs or not.
Okay, so he fulfilled the standard.
How did he fulfill the standard? Because what you're saying is literally pure insanity. You're trying to tell me that basically he vetted her for one year. And then after he married her, she starts putting videos out talking about popping her PUSSY online.
Well, I don't think it was 1 year after that. I think they've been together for a while. And these videos are quite...
Yeah, well, from what I remember, they were dating for 1 year before they got married. All right. Now, if you're saying for a while, that makes it even worse. That means they only... let's say they were together for 2 years. Would you consider 2 years a while?
No, not dating for a while, married for a while. Before these videos
I'm talking about before they got married.
I don't know anything about before they got married.
Okay, before they got married, apparently they were together for 1 year. All right, for 1 year. They were together for 1 year. Are you telling me within that 1 year, okay, of not having sex, just meeting up, getting to know each other, right? Hold on a second. Hold on. You don't think he would have known whether she has a social media footprint or not?
That's not my point. My point is he would have fulfilled your criterion because you're the one making the argument. Liberal men end up in these situations. Religion protects you. I'm saying he's the red pill are saying, and I think as far as arguing against your point, they may be correct. Not that they're absolutely correct, but they may be correct in the sense that you're presenting very vague criteria for what a religious man is that wouldn't put him in the situation. I'm saying even with religion, he's set up in the situation because the standard that you're saying he's already met.
Okay, that we're talking past each other because you're not making any sense. What I'm saying is it couldn't have been. it couldn't have been the standard, because if I gave you the standard. All right, what is the standard? And the standard that first virginity, that's in question. The way she behaves, that's in question. And to tell me that apparently he didn't realize any of it, okay, and she switched and changed the day after they got married. It's absolutely insane. If I know someone for a year and this person, and right after they get married, they change into a completely different person, that's just not realistic. That just doesn't happen. All right. If she met the standard, then that means after they got married, all right, after they got married, if she met the standard after they got married, I wouldn't have seen her talking about having guys on rotation. Okay. I wouldn't be seeing her talking about sleeping with her best friend's husband. A religious woman doesn't speak like that. I wouldn't be seeing all of that if she met the standard. All right, if she met the standard. So what I'm saying is what you're saying. Just I'm sorry, bro, it doesn't make sense. But go ahead. Yeah.
I think we can, rather than a monologue of I do a monologue or you do a monologue. Let's have a conversation. Your standard, besides virginity, is extremely vague. There is no checklist besides virginity, and she must practice the religion rather than talking about it. These are vague traits, and to say that he would have known within a year of dating her that she would end up like this, yeah, I'm sure you're right. But the standard you're saying hasn't presented a barrier to that occurrence, to that being the end result after being married for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years of being together. She could have liked him.
Why'd you say it's vague?
It is vague.
How is it vague?
Give me a list again and I'll show you.
I can't keep doing this, bro. How is it vague? Explain how is it vague? How is it a woman, okay, a woman who follows her religion, let's say a woman who practices following Jesus Christ, all right? Okay, cool. So she will dress modestly. She will she wants to be a mother. She's going to be respectful. She doesn't believe in my body, my choice. She believes in she doesn't believe in abortion, for example. She believes in giving birth. She doesn't believe in a lot of what liberals believe in. All right, so please tell me, how is a woman who is religious, who practices religion, okay, is somehow vague?
Okay, cool. So your list was dresses modestly, doesn't believe in abortion, wants to have children. Those are the 3 that I can remember. I think there was another 2. But let's go with the first.
There's a bunch of them, but yeah, just go with those 3. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So dresses modestly. How do you interpret that?
Oh my days. What are we talking about here, bro? What do you mean dressing modestly? How do I interpret that? I interpret that as someone who's not, I don't know, naked or semi-naked, or, for example, they wear long dresses instead of wearing mini skirts. They wear. I mean, do you want me to? They don't show their breasts. They cover themselves up. That's how I interpret that.
Okay, cool. So trousers, okay?
No.
Okay.
Shapely trousers is not okay.
Not shapely, but like regular. I'm not talking about tight fitting leggings.
Yeah, I'm talking about regular. What do you mean regular? Like, I don't get it. Do you have a picture to show me what regular trouser is?
Whatever you think is like, what, that's not offensive. But
no, not whatever I think. You're the one saying regular. So you tell me what's a regular.
No, I'm trying to understand your point. I throw in regular to make sure I'm trying to get your point.
I said I find trousers to be shapely. Okay, when women wear trousers, okay, it does show they shape. Okay, it does show their shape. Now you're saying there's some different type of trousers out there. This is the regular type of trouser. Grab a picture of a regular trouser. No, grab a picture of a regular trouser and show it to us.
Don't get
There's 19 of you guys watching. Go ahead.
Don't get defensive. So the point I'm making
is not getting defensive. You're the one making these claims, but you need to come back out, bro.
I'm giving you pushback. Let me give him. Okay, so you're okay with trousers? Yes or no?
No, I'm not okay with trousers. Not shapely trousers. No. Not trousers that show the wrong shape.
So it's either yes or no. It's either I'm okay with trousers, but they have to be not so shapely, regular, maybe one could say, or I'm not okay with trousers.
Okay, show me a bunch of women's trousers because I don't know about women's garments. So I don't know. I don't go to women's stores. I don't buy women's clothes. But trousers that show legs and all of that type of stuff. Nah. So you're saying that matches what I'm saying, matches the description of a regular trousers, right? So show me what regular trousers looks like.
Okay, you're being defensive. We're going around in circles. So the answer to your
bro, that's homonyms, bro. Every time you can't prove your point, you result in homonyms. Come on, bro. You're saying regular trousers. I'm saying, okay, what does that look like? Show it.
No, don't latch onto my words. I said to you trousers. You said yes, but they can't be too, what's the word, shapely or showing the shape of the body.
I said they can't be shapely. They can't be shapely.
Now, this is even you as a Christian who quotes the Bible, who doubles down on liberalism and avoiding liberalism, still let the door open to trousers. So the point I'm making is, even you as a person who sets a Christian standard, a Christian moral standard, who says liberals end up like this, are even opening the door to trousers, which is strictly forbidden from the biblical perspective. Strictly forbidden. No trousers, whether shapely or unshapely or regular skin, all of them, all the same. Personally, me, I wouldn't allow trousers.
Can you show me the verse where trousers are forbidden in the scriptures?
I'll find it by the end of this podcast. And then we'll go bar
so
for
you
bar.
can't basically prove anything you're saying. I said no shapely trousers.
I made the promise. The point I'm saying is, even the points that you're making, because they're still quite vague. So the idea that religion would stop him from being in the situation, religion is open to interpretation. You know, you can be a gay, whatever, whatever. Gay priest, gay imam. You can be a gay imam, gay priest, whatever. People make up religion as they want. The point I'm saying is his problem isn't the lack of religion. His problem is a lack of self-respect and respect in general, because he's a person of low character. That's why he insults people on stage for a living. Just garbage, this guy. I just think your argument of the liberals are doing this is liberalism has led them to this. No, it's this guy. If he was Muslim, if he was Catholic, if he was this, that, and the third, he would still be like this, because his problem isn't a moral boundary in terms of how to set a good standard for finding a woman. His moral boundaries is he lacks integrity. His mouth gets him insecure. His confidence is built on his loud mouth. He's a loud mouth. So it's his wife.
You said low character. What does low character mean?
Now you're gonna debate with me. What do you mean?
I don't know. What is low character? Every time I question you try to.
I'm joking. I'll answer your question.
What does low character mean?
I think it's an objective standard to look at somebody and say, look, we're 5 or 4 to 1, 4 to 2, meaning there are 4 of us and there are 2 of you. So I'm not going to double down in my chastising and my attack of you. What's the word? There's a word.
Bro, can you be quicker? Can you be quicker? Like the answer. Low character. What does it mean?
I'm getting. Oh my, you're triggered. Fair enough, bro. Anyway,
no, I'm not triggered. You're giving these long responses, and I don't know where you're going with it.
You know what?
I don't know, because everyone knows. Okay, you're interrupting. Go ahead.
You interrupted me. You literally. I was finishing my point. You said hurry up. Okay, I'm trying to hurry up. Cool. So 4 versus 2. What do I mean by 4 versus 2? That's 4 people versus 2 people. He's the type of person to build confidence when he's a 4 to 2. But if it's the other way around, he'd want mercy. This is the type of guy. This is based on his video that you played of him talking down to Myron and Fresh, which is the whole point of the what triggered this whole situation. That's my point. I hope I was quick enough.
How is that low character? I still don't understand how. So low character to you means that he wouldn't speak to them like that. If it was 2 against 1, right? If he was in the room with them by themselves, because they might beat him up. All right. Yeah. But if it's if he's in a room with loads of people that are on his, he would speak to them like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's what? What is that?
A person with a low character.
A coward.
Maybe, but I'll stick to the low character.
No, there's a moral. He's a coward, right?
Cool. For the sake of argument, yes.
He's a coward. He's someone who will go behind your back, or he's someone who choose to. He's someone who you can't trust, right? He's someone who's dishonest, right?
Yeah, lacks integrity. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, dishonest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he lacks honesty, that means he's a liar, right?
Maybe. Sure.
Well, yes, his opinion would change depending on who's around, who he's around. So, for example, who's around just fresh and fit, okay, the guys that could bully him, all right, and he had none of his people around him, so the way he would talk to them would change, right? He wouldn't be honest. He wouldn't be honest with them. He would actually be quite dishonest. He would obfuscate, right?
Probably, yeah, sure.
You couldn't trust his word. So there's a moral quality to it, right?
Yeah.
There's a moral quality to it. So if if someone is dishonest in front of me, then that means he's a liar. So if he's a liar, according to what I believe in religion, lying is a sin, right? Okay. So if lying is a sin, I mean, what are you talking? Because you're using these words, low character, but they really don't make any sense. Because when you break it all down, it just comes down to someone who lies, someone who cannot be trusted, someone who has the potential, the ability to lie to you. But that's a moral quality. And what does religion deal with the most? Morality. It tells you what is moral in comparison to what is moral and what is immoral. So if he's behaving in an immoral way, then that means he's behaving in an unreligious way. So I don't get where you're going with what are you saying? Because this all came from the whole, you don't think that you think that you seem to think that he's religious, right? He vetted her according to I don't get your position anymore, because did he vet her according to his religion or did he not? You said you don't know because you don't know enough about Hinduism, but you don't think he did, according to you. But then you're saying that even if he was, sorry? I
think he did.
He did vet her according to his religion.
Yeah, to a religious standard. To the standard you're
according to the Hindu religious standard, did he vet her according to the Hindu religious standard? Yes or no?
I don't know Hinduism that well. Maybe Hinduism says do whatever the hell you want.
Because if he did, then this conversation can end now. Because then he got the woman that he was looking for. Then it's like we can say, okay, fantastic, great, that's it, done. Because it's just the outside world complaining about it. He's not complaining about it because he got what he wanted out of it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Which I don't think he did, but yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying or not? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You don't think he did, because that's what I'm trying to say about liberalism. But you're saying that he would have reached the same place.
Yes.
He would have done the exact same thing if he was a liberal. And religion is
you're saying he is a liberal. You mean if
that he would have made a mistake, he would have made the same, he would have. Sorry, what did you say? Because you keep coming in and cutting off at the same time.
Oh, okay. You're just speaking quite a while. I thought I'm just trying to help you to get to your point.
You're doing the whole you're talking while I'm talking to annoy me. Okay, I get it.
I just do what you did to me.
You're trying to frustrate me by doing that, bro. Don't mess up the live, bro. Don't mess up the live. Like, you just, by doing that, you're gonna just let me mess up the live. Don't do that, bro. Don't troll. Don't it's an interesting topic. Don't derail the topic for the sake of thingy. It's a good topic, bro. People can learn a lot from this topic if you just stop trolling for a second.
If you could just conclude your point, so I can respond.
Because I'm trying to understand where you're going with this, and
you want me to sum up?
I'm just saying, if it doesn't matter whether he was religious, whether he's religious or liberal, he would have reached the same. He would have committed the same mistake. So you're basically saying a liberal and a religious person are exactly the same.
Based on their decisions, yes. A liberal can be a thief and a liar just as much as a religious person can be a thief and a liar. The religion does not necessarily have an overwhelming effect over your choices. It gives you options, but ultimately you're the one that chooses. He would have made the same choice if he was Catholic, if he was Muslim, if he was Jewish, whatever. Because there are Catholics like this. There are Muslims like this. There are Jews like this.
And your reason for that is because he's low character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I just debunked earlier. Low character is just another way of saying he's dishonest, he's a liar.
Yeah. Well, you didn't debunk
it.
You just
and according to religion, lying is a sin, right? Or no? Or in Islam, is in Islam different?
You know it's the same. You know lying is a sin. But let's be. I think
so. Lying is lying. Maybe it's not. Maybe lying is not in Islam. I don't know. I have no idea.
You and the answer is yes. It is. So
you're talking while I'm talking.
Well, you're my character.
Well, my bad. I'm just because when you use the word low character, it's just another way of saying a person that lies. Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those psychologists or people, that work in that field, psychologists, psychiatrists. Really, truly, what they're addressing is just moral. Like, it goes back to just moral behavior. It's like, okay,
here's a difficult
immoral
behavior. Here's a difficult question for you, or a difficult scenario for you, and then hopefully we can get to the video, because I don't know if the 19 people.
You're taking this somewhere else, and I don't know where you're taking this to.
No, because you're illogical.
I'm saying. Hold on, can I just say?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say one thing? I'm saying that if he was religious, if he believed in religion, if he was practicing religious person, and I did not get that from his interviews. If that was the case, okay, if that was, he wouldn't have chosen that woman, because he had enough time to vet her, enough time to know what kind of woman she was. He had enough time to look through her social media. He had enough time to see how she talks, how she behaves in front of him. A whole year, as far as I'm aware, they were dating each other for a whole year. So he had enough time to notice these unpleasant behaviors. All right. So I know for a fact that if he was truly religious, knowing how religious people are, okay, according to the religious criteria of what a good woman is, he would have never chosen to get married to. All right, a woman that will have the courage to be on YouTube saying she wants to sleep with his best friend. Are you trying to tell me that she, as a religious person, he didn't notice, like, for a whole year before they got married, he didn't see, this type of behavior? He didn't see how she talks. He didn't see how entitled she was. He didn't see her mannerisms. He didn't see none of that. He missed all of that.
Yep. I never said.
Yeah, that's what I'm based. So you're saying religious? Well, according to statistics does prove that religious people do stay married longer than liberal people. But please, yeah, go ahead, because I'm thinking religion. Being religious is important on how you vet a woman. That's not to say that a religious person cannot make the same mistake. Okay, that's not to say that a religious or a person that, no, I can't say a religious person. I would say people who semi-follow their religion, who are cultural Christians, cultural Muslims, or cultural whatever. It's like, yeah, sometimes I pray, sometimes I go to mass, sometimes I read the Bible or the Quran, sometimes I go to the mosque. Sometimes, yeah, I can see those people making those mistakes. I can see those people making, because obviously liberalism is more important to them than religion is. So I can see, but people will say, oh, but he doesn't he identify as a Muslim? Doesn't he identify as a Christian? And then people will look back and say, oh, yeah, he does. He does say he's a Muslim. He does say he's a thing, and they will make the mistake to assume that just because he says he's a Muslim, he says he's a Christian, that he's truly following the religious. He's truly following the religion, that he practices the religion, that he actually does try and follow the religion, and he takes it seriously. And I would argue that those people do not take the religious seriously. In fact, they are more closer to liberalism than they are to the religion. They just, by name, they're just religious by name. They're part of that religion by name, but they don't actually practice it. That's what I would say.
Cool. So would you say a Catholic, a fully practicing Catholic, a committed Catholic, not a semi-liberal, the one that you described that does it on the weekends and doesn't really care about it and what have you, and does it for family and tradition and out of cultural norms, right? A fully practicing Catholic, right? Do they commit sin?
Yes, they do.
So they lie. Okay, cool. So do you mind if you play the video of him? This sort of goes into his character. Or no, his view on. I'll play it. Yeah.
You need to play it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I do.
My wife is objectively gorgeous. Me, no. So that's what you got to do. I got to work my ass off, and then every time she starts looking at me and she starts assessing my beauty, I just throw a bag at that bitch. Chest pass. My wife.
Yeah. So
what did he say?
What
did he say at the end? Yeah. What did he say at the end?
It's objectively gorgeous. Me, no. So that's what you got to do. I got to work my ass off, and then every time she starts looking at me and she starts assessing my beauty, I just throw a bag at that bitch. Chest pass.
I just throw what?
I just throw a bag at that B word. Chess pass, meaning it's a chess move to keep him ahead of the game. The game.
He gives him money. Okay.
Yeah. It could be like a fancy bag, a gift, or it could be money. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying this is indicative of his low character?
No, his view on marriage and his self-worth in this relationship. He's the one that feels like he owes her. he owes her money and gifts for her to stay with him simply because of her gorgeous whatever. Looks like a basic chick to me, but yeah. So this is. I want to just punch the screen, man. But this is, I don't know whose worse, her or him. I don't know. I don't know who's worse. This is painful to watch, but then again, it's also good. It's it's good. It's healthy. It's a healthy. Like, he needs to be humiliated for this. He needs to be in pain for those decisions that he's made, because he is rewarding bad behavior. Literally, he said, she looks at me, she realizes how unattractive I am, I give her money. Well, hold on. If she can be bribed to stay with you, should you really be with her? Come on, man. Anyway. Now, it's not
what would you call a person that can bribe you? What would you call a person that bribes another person? That's willing to bribe another person. What would you call that person?
For their sexual attention? A predator, really.
A person that's willing to manipulate in order to get what they want.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, that's selfish. It's like, I want it, and I don't care how I get it. If it means sacrificing my self-respect, I will sacrifice my self-respect. I will sacrifice whatever needs to be sacrificed in order for me to get what I want. So I'm seeing greed there. I'm seeing selfishness there. I'm seeing all these immoral traits that religion tells us not to do, not to commit, not to, don't be greedy, don't be selfish, don't be all of that. That's what I see. I see a man that's willing to do anything to get what he wants. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing just from watching that. So and I would agree with you. That's a person with low character. I would actually agree with you as far as an immoral person is a person with low character.
Yeah. Morality.
No, I'm not saying that. Sorry to interrupt you, bro. But I'm not saying that anyone. I'm not saying that anyone, like we all there are religious people. What I would say is the difference is between the religious and the non-religious is that the religious is actively checking his selfishness, is actually acknowledging that he's selfish and trying to change that. Is consistently acknowledging that he's greedy and he's trying to change that. He's not trying to embrace it. Whereas the non-religious is trying to embrace it. He's saying, "Yeah, I'll just throw a bag of that be," just like he did. That's what a non-religious person would do. They will turn around and they will embrace what a religion calls you not to do, which is to sin. Like, don't sin. But they will embrace the sin and they will, they'll bask in it. They'll be okay with it. They will embrace it. So that's what I would say. But yeah, he's quite a manipulative guy if you look at his moral character.
Yeah. So do you think, here's a question though, do you think he can see himself? He knows what he's doing?
I think we always know what we're doing. Because we all, religious or non-religious, we have a conscience. We know what we are doing, and that's why that's why it's a choice, I guess. Whether you do it or don't do it, whether you are moral or immoral, it's a choice, isn't it? But I think he knows it. This is why he's at fault. I think he does see what he's doing, but because he has embraced so much immorality, put it that way, he chooses not to see it, if that makes any sense. So he chooses to reject what he sees. Why do I say that? Because there are people that eventually, people when they do convert, when they do realize how bad they were, in order for you to come to that realization of realizing how immoral, how wrong you were, you have to recognize the fact that you used to see it. There has to be that recognition there. You have to, how do you come to terms with that? You have to come to terms with it, because you have to come to terms with it by recognizing that, yes, I know what I used to do is wrong. So that means when you were doing wrong, somehow you knew, you just rejected it. You just didn't want to admit it to yourself.
I think you're right, but why do you think he's because I'm going to play you a video now proving to you he knows what he's doing is wrong. Do you get my question?
The guy has said that he's a bitch.
Say again.
He admitted that he's a bitch.
No, but it's not. Yeah, but okay, I'll tell you why I think he's doing it. I have sexual desire. He's vanity.
You're gonna play vanity. Ooh.
Okay, you like those words because you're Christian, but it's just vanity.
Ooh. Don't be mad at the word, bro.
Christianity, by the way. I'm Muslim. Christianity is.
He's gonna convert soon, guys. Don't worry about that.
You're gonna convert. But this video, to me, proves he knows what he's doing is wrong. And if he knows what he's doing is wrong, then why is he doing it? Well, because of sexual attraction is the only conclusion, right? Which angers me even more. It's like, like you're doing this because of the you're doing this, you're polluting society with this woman's inflated ego over your sexual desire, because behind every arrogant, disrespectful, loudmouth woman is a cowardly man who is there saying, I will willingly sacrifice my flesh, my time, my money, my attention for you to be who you want to be and do what you want to do, as long as you're in my presence. And it's every time. Every time. Every time. You have heard that expression, behind every great man, there's a strong woman?
Yeah, I disagree with that shit.
That's said by a weak man who was probably simping. I'm telling you. Every man is great. Behind every great man is a great woman. Who's behind
the great?
Is it to infinity? Shut up, man.
Behind every great man, listen, the saying should go like this: behind every great man, there's a submissive, religious, obedient mother who loves her husband and willing to sacrifice everything for her husband. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
But to have those traits, you have to be religious, though. Hold on, before you play it, and the reason why I say that is because religion is the only ideology that gives you a moral obligation. It's like moral obligation doesn't mean you going to automatically become this person, but it's like say you, if you want to follow me, this is what you have to do. It's like, and you can't escape it. It's like the only way out of this moral obligation is for you to turn around and say, I don't believe in it no more. That's why I say, only religion can give you this, because you can't compromise with religion. It's either you follow what it says or you don't, or you try to reinterpret another way and go on and do your own thing.
I disagree, but that's a discussion for another time. Although I'm religious, well, I value religion, so saying religion is wrong. I'm just saying your interpretation is wrong. Anyway.
What's your religion?
I'm Muslim.
I'm joking.
Okay.
As a Muslim, I would expect you to appeal more to your religion, right?
For me, well, in my personal circumstances.
I mean, as a religious person,
yeah,
a religious person appeals more to their religion rather than not their religion.
Say that again? I was just saying, as a religious, we do better. I don't want to refer to myself.
You don't want to refer to yourself. You don't want to refer to yourself as a religious person. I get it. Cool.
Because I should. But yeah,
sorry.
But yeah, I could do better. But yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you're waiting to be perfect, in your religion. I don't think that's what a religious person is. I think the religion moral obligation on the person, and the person knows where the religion kind of tells you like where it stands with you. It's like, this is where I stand. You can't go against it. You know what I mean? You can't. But again, I mean, that's my perception. That's my. We've got 29 of you guys watching. Shout outs to all of you. Play the clip.
Okay, but before I play the clip, I want you to pay attention to can you see my cursor? My little mouse?
Yeah, I can see it.
In the middle. The picture.
Your cursor in the middle. I can see your cursor in the middle. Okay, there's a picture there. Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No idea. I can't see. I can't see it.
Oh, not a comedy.
It's too far away for me to see it properly.
Do you know a guy called Patrice O'Neill?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, the comedian Patrice O'Neill. Yeah.
You know him?
He was funny. Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know all about Patrice. I've watched a lot of his shows.
Okay, cool. I'll go on to that another time. But part of me thinks he caused a lot more damage than he did good. With his. But
Patrice O'Neill was not. He was not going around. I don't think these people. Like Patrice O'Neill didn't go around saying, I'm a religious person. He was a liberal. And he believes in doing what he felt was right, whatever that meant for him. That's what he felt was right. That's what he went ahead and did it. So I don't think Patrice O'Neill cared about I mean, everyone cares about doing good. It's just where you're coming from. I can't put my religious standard on someone like Patrice O'Neal because he never claimed to be Catholic. He never claimed to be. He's a liberal, like most of these guys. Most people are liberals. You know what I mean?
We should do a live at some point on Patrice O'Neal, and I'll clip you and I'll go through what I'm talking about and why. Problem. Very funny, but left a negative legacy, I think. But we'll do that another time. Because I used to junk, like literally could consume all his comedy and stuff. It made me laugh a lot. But from a religious perspective, his work was definitely a negative to society. But anyway, let me play. Oh, by the way, the whole point of this clip is for me to prove to you that he knows what he's doing. All right?
All right.
She's taking out, it looks from the outside that she's abusing him because of how angry she is that she's in the relationship. Like she's annoyed and feels pain for being with someone that she doesn't want to be with. So she's treating that person the way that she feels. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, leave that motherfucker.
Here's my question about that video in particular.
Yeah.
Everybody's pointing at that video. To me, that's the only time I've ever seen him come close to standing up for himself. Where he, you know, the line I liked, I'm standing up.
Do you know who he's talking about right now? Do you know who they're talking about?
No.
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
In my house. He didn't say our house.
Yeah.
He said, I'm standing in my house.
Yeah.
He said, don't film me. So, like, as much as I don't like her, that video, people are like, he seems so broken. To me, it's like, if you think he's broken there, what about when he's sitting with her at the fucking red table talking about her affair and acting like, oh, yeah, no, this is cool. I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
That's when I thought he was broken. I was like, that's fucking wild that you have to sit there and justify her affair on her TV show that you pay for in your house.
So this one, you thought he was alpha?
I didn't think he was alpha, but I thought for him, relatively speaking, yes. Yes.
That's what you would have done in the situation.
If I'm a guy who will slap another guy for making a joke about her and she doesn't like it, that's alpha, relatively speaking.
I see what you're saying. You're judging him on like a Will scale.
Yes, on a Will scale, that's as alpha as we've seen Will with Jada ever.
Yeah.
Don't just film me without my permission.
Yeah, get out of that, bro. And I get it's different. Like you have children, right? Like children change everything. But like, god damn, both of y'all don't want to be in this.
Yeah. But for him to like overcome the situation he's in, is there a race between the two of them to get to? He's gotta leave her first.
If he leaves her, everybody will blame Jay. A banger of a movie as well to come after.
Oh no, yeah. You gotta date the right bitch after. You gotta have the right girl. And I don't know who it is.
Who is it?
But I don't know. I've been trying to figure this out. I've been
Who do you
thinking
want
about
Will
this.
Smith
Who's
to
the
fuck?
post-divorce Will Smith
Well,
girl?
think about his female leads.
Margot Robbie.
Margot has married like.
I think he's just got to go. He's got to go
Charlize Theron.
No. This is a theory. That was a theory.
Without him. She went to, you know what bothered me more than all this is she made an appearance publicly without him. She went to Shonda Rhimes opened like an arts center or something like that. And then she made a public appearance without him. It's like she thinks she's famous without him.
I think she really believes she is.
She thinks she would have still been famous.
I think
if she never married Will.
I think a little part of her. Say
You're
again?
So you've seen enough so far, right? He knows when a man's being played.
Yeah, he's aware of it. Yeah.
She thinks she's famous without him. He needs to stand up for himself more. He hesitated a little bit when Andrew said, "Would you do that with your wife?" Because Andrew knows that about the whole wife.
He does. Yeah. And just to that point that he just mentioned right now, it was the same thing, and I put it on my reaction as well. Is the clip where Figgy goes, he says, "Oh, he was talking to Fresh Affair, and he said, "Oh, you guys say a lot of childish things."
Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, damn, I can't hear you. I'm gonna step back in this stupid connection. Give me 2 seconds.
No worries. Anyways, guys, shout outs to you. He's gonna be back in a second. Hassan's gonna be back in a second. Shout outs to you. Got 33 of you guys watching. We are reacting to Akaash and his wife Jasleen Singh scandal. And so far, guys, you can see that what we have covered, most people wouldn't even go into it. Okay, this is just a fact because we like to cover things in depth. And I think we've been doing that so far. I think we've done that quite well. But yeah, this is, guys, listen, if you're liberal, please take this seriously, okay? Because I religious people tend to be married, you know what I mean? They don't tend to have, I'm not saying it's perfect, but they don't tend to have all of these issues, okay? For the most part, I'm not saying that, you know, things aren't changing, but liberalism does not lead to the right path. If you're liberal, if that is your mindset, please pay attention, because you can find yourself in this type of situation. Son, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, sorry that for a second. I can hear you now clearly. Do you want to? I can hear you perfectly. Should we go into clips of them together and whatever?
Yeah. No, I was just basically saying that when he made he said, "Oh, you say," he was criticizing Fresh and Fit and saying that you say things like a woman should be submissive. And then Andrew Schulz interrupted and said, "Yo, that's a good thing, though, man. I like when a woman is submissive." And he changed this. You can tell that he was going to go into. I so much hope that Andrew Schulz just because the guy can't shut up for 2 seconds. He just like, if he just, because I wanted to hear what he had to say about a woman being submissive, because he was trying to say that he didn't like what Fresh and Fit says about women being submissive, because he felt that that's childish. So I was dying to hear what he had to say, and then Andrew Schulz went and interrupted, and he went along with it because you know, I really wanted to hear that side, but he changed his tune quickly. He changed his tune quickly when he got some pushback from Andrew Schulz. As soon as he got some pushback, he changed quickly. Huh?
What do you think he was going to say?
I think he was going to say that this idea of a woman being submissive is stupid. It's childish, because that was overall, as when Andrew interrupted, it's like he then turned around and says, yeah, I see what you're saying, but you guys do say a lot of stuff that is also childish. And I was thinking, okay, you changed your tune. You were going to basically say that being submissive is childish, is stupid for a man to require his woman to be submissive. You're going to go into that, but because Andrew Schulz interrupted, now you can't go into it, because you're going to have not just Andrew Schulz against you. You're going to have not just Fresh and Fit against you. You're going to have Andrew Schulz against you as well, because Andrew Schulz made it clear when he interrupted that, look, a submissive woman is good. So I was just like, okay, you are a bit of a coward, aren't you? You don't stand on what you believe in. You know, so he changed his tune and he said, yeah. He tried to pass, you know what I mean? He tried to, it's submissive is okay, but you guys do say a lot of things that childish. I was just like, that's when I was like looking at his character, saying, bro, your moral character is all over the place.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Because he doesn't actually believe that woman should be submissive. He doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe in traditional values. And this is why I was asking you about, you know, if he married, because you said that the red pill, you know, are portraying him as, you know, they're using him as a template to say, look,
yeah,
religious, you know, even when you're religious, it doesn't work. That's what they do. But this is why I was asking you: does Hinduism allow this type of stuff? Because if Hinduism allows this type of stuff, then yes, absolutely. Because not every religion. This is what a lot of people make this mistake. Not every religion believes in the same thing. Okay, not every religion. Some religions are more liberal than others. Others are more conservative than others. You have to know what that religion teaches. That's why I was asking you. So, what does Hinduism teach us? Is Hinduism okay with a strong, independent woman? If Hinduism is okay with a strong, independent woman, that aligns more with feminism than it does per se Christianity. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, or even as that matter. So that's why I was asking you that question. Sorry if I don't want to go too long, but that's why I'm asking you that question, because yes, I would say if that's the case, I agree with red pill. Why? Because according to that religion teaches that. So the red pill is right as far as Hinduism goes.
I just think you're not flexible enough. I stand by my position. If he was Catholic, he'll still be the same guy. He would not be any better than he is now, because he knows right and wrong. He knows that Will Smith is being humiliated by this woman publicly, and he's advising and hoping that he stands up for himself. When it comes to him and what he uses to feed what's in between his legs, it's another issue. It's another issue, and I think again, I'm glad that this is happening to him. I'm glad he's been publicly humiliated, because I see him as a person who lacks integrity. He's a person who isn't just a wordsmith like most comedians are, who make jokes. He makes moral judgments.
Hold on. I think he's a bit of a chameleon, which goes to the trait of being dishonest, of low character, as you like to put it. I think he's a bit of a chameleon. I think that what he presents is not necessarily what he is or what he believes in. I think he tries to, he tries to he tries to adapt to whatever environment he's in, and he hides who he really is. That's what I think of him. That's what I think of his character. My character like that is just a person who's manipulative, a person who's, and when you go down at the root of what that person is, it's a person that's willing to lie. It's a person that's willing to be dishonest. I don't think he's inherently like that. I think he is aware that what he's doing is wrong, but he doesn't mind doing it. So I don't, but then again, maybe the woman that he chose is perfectly in line with what Hindus think a woman should be. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what Hinduism teaches a woman should behave like. So if that is the case, we can't fault him. But I don't think people know enough about Hinduism to say that that is definitely and absolutely the case. But when you say, I don't believe anyone is inherently evil or inherently bad, I think everyone has the conscience to know right and wrong, and then we also have the free will to choose. That's what I think it is. And I think he has chosen to be this chameleon. He has chosen to be this manipulative weasel. He has chosen to be, you even said, you described him as someone, he's doing it for vanity as well. He's not just doing it for, because he's selfish, he's great. He's also doing it for vanity. He's a vain guy. He has a vain character. So yeah, but I think he can change if he wants to change. And I think this pushback, this backlash that he's getting for how his wife is behaving, I think I'm hoping that it will wake him up, or it will trigger something in him to confront the choices that he's made in life that are immoral, personally.
Yeah, I think so. I think I agree with you.
Of course, it's impossible not to.
Funny guy. What's I gonna say? So yeah, this is the red pill. This is what they're saying. They're really eating this up.
Connect a lot more.
Let me ask you this: how do you believe her?
I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate to.
Recently, the Akaash Singh drama has completely taken over the internet, and honestly, it might be one of the biggest, most embarrassing public L's I have seen in a very long time. So in case you're not familiar, Akaash is a stand-up comedian who's also the co-host of the Flagrant podcast, and he's getting relentlessly roasted because of his wife. And once you see the clips, you'll completely understand why. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened that led up to this, including some clips you've probably never seen before, as well as the specific mistakes that Akaash made that led to him becoming a public spectacle, so that this doesn't happen to you. So, a little backstory. Akaash and his wife have a very healthy relationship. Basically, he works nonstop and she stays home, but she does not cook or clean.
For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it. And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of nice things.
Instead, she has a very busy schedule of spending and wasting all of Akaash's money, and then complaining about how she's not given enough.
Do you know what my fucking husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
No, we're leaving. Shut up. We're leaving in Paris in 5 hours, so 10.
I'm not married to her and I want a divorce. This woman is doing my name, bro.
Well, it depends on whose moral standard you're going by. Maybe, to me, this is the liberal moral standard that most liberals are accepting. This is why men are not marrying women. This is why women are the way they are in the West. To me, this is the liberal standard. This is the liberal moral standard. This is what men are accepting these days. Okay, they see a pretty face, and I'm not trying to hype her up or anything like that. Okay, but they see a pretty face, like he said. Apparently, she has a fat ass. That's how he described it in an American accent. But apparently, they see the physical appearance. They go by physical appearance. This is the standard. So they put up with disrespect. They put up with, you name it. They put up with it. I'm sorry. Look, as a religious person looking at that, that's not how I imagine a religious woman to behave. So I would not go for that. That's my whole thing. But to me, this is very liberal. Now, if he's claiming to be religious, what's his name, Akaash? Okay, maybe Hinduism is closer to liberalism than we think. Maybe that's acceptable in Hinduism. So she doesn't cook and clean. Okay, is that the case? According to women who follow Hinduism, is that how they behave?
I've got to give you some pushback. I really do. The idea. Well, you're a big guy. The idea that in Ezekiel 23 or Deuteronomy 12 or Genesis page 6, it's written down, don't let your wife disrespect you. And then a person reads that and goes, oh, wow, it says in the book, therefore I'm not going to let you disrespect me. No, I don't think this is the case. I think I'm sure there are many Christians in the exact same position. And probably many Muslims as well. By fact, I know there are. And who pray and fast and pray.
I disagree.
I know. This has nothing.
I would call them liberal Muslims. I would call them liberal Christians. I would call them Christians on paper, but not in practice form. I would say people that I'm a Christian, but liberalism is really what I follow. It's what I really believe in. That's what I would say those people are. Are they Christians? Yes.
Yes.
Does Christianity cause them to change and become more Christ-like? Yes. Isn't that what we hope for? Isn't that what the religion is calling you for, to become more like what the religion wants you to be? Yes. But are there people that claim to be part of the same religion that are in different spectrums? Some more far along than others, some more religious than others. Yes, that's a fact as well. That exists. And why aren't those people that are not as religious as the other ones, why are they in that situation? They're in that situation because obviously there are other ideologies that maybe might be more appealing to them, or that they are more inclined to follow rather than the religion itself, but they don't want to let go of the religion at the same time, so they are in limbo. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So it's like, yeah, I believe in my religion, but really and truly, I kind of like the liberal lifestyle, so I want to do that instead. So they undecided.
I get the logic that you're presenting.
Yeah,
simple enough to understand, but I just don't see how people would accept this, or whatever the expression is, or whatever. Less. Are you laughing or?
No, I'm not laughing. I was trying to hear what you just said. What did you just say?
Yeah, so a liberal or whatever I've got a background noise or something. A liberal or whatever you're saying that opposes religion would just necessarily end up in this situation. I don't think so. I mean, does he have certain traits as you've argued those traits which are founded that are anti-religion, like being a liar, lying to yourself, lying to others, being lacking integrity, and things of this nature? Is he doing those things which is leading him to compromise in other ways? That's a good argument, but the idea that, again, it's just my opinion maybe, but the takeaway here is certainly that he is very comfortable telling others how they should behave and how they should rule their household and how they should interact with women. And when he was speaking to Myron and what's the other guy called Fresh, right? I thought he was really, his wife would never be on camera, would be at home, would be perfect. I swear to you, the way he was speaking, I thought this guy has a perfect marriage. I swear to you, that was my thought. I thought this guy has got it made, but he's just being a bit rude to these guys, and it's unnecessary.
I disagree with that. That's not the impression I got, and I watched that several times. The impression I got, sorry, bro, I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, you're saying something interesting.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think he was triggered by Myron and Fresh, and if you actually listen to what he said, I've got the timestamps for every time he spoke. Okay, they went on for 1 hour and 20 minutes. I've got the timestamps, and every time he spoke was to insult them. He didn't say anything. He even called them what do you call it? The fools. It made me laugh, but I thought it was so disrespectful. But not once did he provide any argument that would debunk what the red pill ideology is. Not once did he provide that. He didn't provide any arguments to debunk their philosophy. He didn't do that. Not once. Not once did I see that. He just insulted him. He said a whole lot of nothing. He didn't actually speak much. Most of the time, it was just Andrew Schultz speaking. He rambled, but he never gave advice on how a relationship should go. He never did that. He found himself. It's like he spoke and found a way to insult. He spoke just to find a way to insult. What do you call it? Thingy. Myron and Fresh. That's what he did.
Here's my question: do you think he spoke like a woman would, like a liberal woman would?
I think he spoke like a liberal man would.
Here's my theory. She told him, speak to these guys. I don't like them. I don't like your friends. Tell them off. And he's like, yes, man. I'm going to tell them off.
Yes, because liberal men, sorry.
Yeah, what possible?
No, liberal men basically worship women.
They're thugs. With the word thug comes.
Yeah, they're thugs. Shout out to Aunt Wilson's wife for that one. Yes, they worship, they praise women. They're so filled with lust, they worship women. Liberal men worship women. That's what they do. So you're not far off when you say, do you think,
Oh, yeah. I'm convinced. I'm 1000% convinced that she told him, go speak to these guys. I don't like their podcast. They're disrespectful to women. Or you're getting no pum pum or something like this.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, man. You're gorgeous. And I don't
think so?
100%. 100%. Because I saw clips of that and I thought the what's the word that JM likes to use? Vitriol, right? Whatever that word means, right? Is that the right word, vitriol, when you really just
Shouts to JM. Wish he was here, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
Vitriol that he had at criticizing them. I thought this is not constructive. This is destructive. And the idea that you are so motivated to have these guys on in a weaker position, because they have a smaller podcast, to really cut these guys down and not even construct, because men, generally speaking, men of integrity would rather fix a person and direct them towards something better so they become a better person for society rather than cutting them down in an effort to feel good about themselves and look good. because that's cheap. That's easy. It's weak. And you're producing another person who is harmed and who's going to probably harm someone else with their low self-esteem or whatever. His lack of integrity in terms of the way he interacts with Myron and Fresh is motivated by her. She's the queen of the house. What do you think she's doing all day? Sitting in the house. She's plotting and planning, waiting for her YouTube career because she's, whatever.
She says it. I mean, she says it. She goes on TikTok and says what she does all day. She shops all day. She says it. That's what I'm trying to say. She doesn't. She's not scared of being blunt and honest about her lifestyle. She's not trying to hide anything. She says the most, like, to me, it's the most outrageous thing. But she's one thing you got to give her credit for. She's absolutely honest and open about what she does and how she lives.
Honest
I'm
or shameless?
sorry. Sorry?
Honest or shameless?
Sorry? Honest is still shameless.
Honest or shameless? Because honesty has a noble character, noble traits. Shameless, you're still saying a lot, but you're not necessarily doing something that's beneficial.
Oh yeah. I would say In that case, shameless. Yeah, sorry. I would say shameless then. In that case, but she's open about it. She might be shameless about it, but she's open about it. She tells the whole world what she does. I don't think she necessarily told him, like, verbally, go out there and do this. I think he just, if he did it on her behalf, he did it in I forgot the word.
Honor.
He did it out of intuition. Like, he did it out because, to me, both of them are liberals, right? So he did it. I'm just gonna say it this way. He did it because that's the consequences of following that. He didn't have to hear from her. He didn't have to hear her say it, like, verbally. She didn't have to actually say the words. Because he's got the same mindset as her. For example, I could never put up with a woman, with my wife, going out there and filming herself and talking about, you know what I'm saying, like, the type of stuff that she talks about. I can't. Like, I just can't. I can't. I would be so ashamed of myself for choosing a woman like that. I would be in pain. But he obviously is okay with that because he's seen, we've just came across these videos, right? He knows all these videos. He's aware of all these videos.
Yeah.
And he was okay with it. So Fresh and Fit would have triggered him just as much as they would have triggered his wife. They would have the Fresh and Fit message would have triggered them both at the same time. I could see them watching Fresh and Fit together and both of them finishing each other's sentences whilst criticizing Fresh and Fit. I can see that happening. He's not doing it on her behalf. He's not doing, oh, you upset my baby, so therefore I'm doing it. He's doing it because he really, feels like Fresh and Fit are wrong for what they're saying. And yes, Fresh and Fit are wrong, but there are truths within the red pill, guys. Okay, all right. So let me just say that I'm not a red pillar at all. Yeah, bro, go on, carry on playing that. Just trying to say that.
I'm gonna skip to one little video that's trending as well. So, and then I want to show you something else. It reminds me, kind of sums up the interaction.
All right. Look what happens when he tries to kiss her.
Yes. Oh my god.
Take that freaky thing off.
Did you guys know this? Yes. Oh my god. How big is this?
Big enough for you to shut up every time I tell you.
Thank you
What?
And this is not a one-time incident. There's a long pattern of Akaash trying to kiss his wife and her just giving him the cheek.
Look good, Mr. Armstrong. Armstrong. You kill me, boy. So lights out.
What?
on Saturday when I saw her, I said, Daria, do you know? And she said, I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Good liar.
Then she's a good liar.
That's a friend.
Then she's a good liar.
That's
Oh
a
my
friend.
God.
No, I don't want those gifts.
I know.
Why
not?
I don't care about. I like tangible goods.
Nah.
You can see this happens over and over again. I mean, the dude literally got friend zoned by his wife, who has absolutely no sexual attraction for him at all. So
Yeah, that's why she disrespect him so freely, man. This is listen. This is what happened to liberal men. Accept this level of disrespect. They do. That was a lot. What'd you make of? Oh my days! Oh, oh my! I don't even know what to say anymore after watching that. I don't know what to say. She doesn't like him. She's not sexually attracted to him. She's not physically attracted to him. She has no respect for him. Nothing.
Again, bloody hell.
That was hard to watch. Guys, what do you guys think? Huh? What do you guys think? We've got 38 of you guys watching. What do you guys think? That was hard to watch, wasn't it? That was hard to watch. Oh my. That couldn't have been me, man. Never. That couldn't have been me. But these are the consequences. These are the consequences. Oh my. Oh.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah. That kind of nail in the coffin.
Yeah. This can I play a can I play a scene from a movie that this reminds me of? This interaction.
Go ahead. It's over, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
A film called American Hustle, and there's a scene here that really sums up their interaction.
We coming up. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just played the
Great.
scene. All right.
You know that I could take Danny. You know that most of your work is illegal and all the time. This was nothing.
We're not happy. All right. Fair use.
Fair use.
Good stuff here.
I did not want to.
Now the point of that scene is the film called American Hustle, starring Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Christian Bale, so and so, Amy Adams, I think it is, so and so. But the point of that scene is he is distressed, but she uses manipulation to get him into bed, and he knows that this is the price he has to pay for being a manipulator himself. A person of low character and integrity himself. So he pays for his sins in one way or another. And I think this is the situation. And this is the moral of the story with the Akaash situation. Do not be a bully. Do not be greedy. Do not be selfish. Do not be vain. Do not be spiteful. Because whether you're religious or not, whether there's a heaven or a hell, whether whatever, you will deceive yourself at some point. Chickens come home to roost at some point. You cannot go. It's not to say that you do good and you'll be an honest person and that your life will go well. No. The point being is, in your deception of others, at some point you'll deceive yourself, and it's difficult to get out of those tangle weaves that you've webbed for so many years. Here's the situation he's in. He sees the beauty in this woman. She has no attraction for him, objectively speaking. On an international scale, where we're in London, we're talking about this. Well, Akaash is from New York or something, or whatever. And he's in a meeting in it's like, why do I know the bedroom difficulties that you're having in your house when I'm all the way in London? How am I so unfortunately aware of your horrible marriage all the way in London? How do we know? How does there's millions of views on this. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, millions of views, millions of people know your situation. Probably more than your own comedy. He's probably more famous now because of this clip, and his wife's definitely more famous than ever because of these clips, right? How do you know this? Because you went down a path of deceiving yourself out of your own arrogance to thinking, I'm going to make it work because I could just pay for it. I've got money. Money will resolve everything. And I earn my money, so therefore I'm justified in my actions and what have you. So, have integrity, have self-respect, tell the truth, be honest. Do not, be eager to, shit on people, knowing that you've got your own situation at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can
oh my
hear
God,
you. That was
you. Let me step out again.
No. That I heard you perfectly. That was extremely well done. In other words, he sinned. He sinned. He chose to be selfish, chose to be arrogant, chose to be vain. Instead of, and he treated people that way. He treated people according to his arrogance. He treated people according to his selfishness, according to his greed. He treated people in that manner. So he sinned. He chose to do all of these things. He chose to do wrong things, and now he's paying for the consequences of what he's done wrong. These are the consequences. When you do wrong, there is consequences. So he did wrong by treating people in an arrogant way. But first of all, choosing to not do what's right. So he did wrong by choosing to not do what's right. And I do not believe that he wasn't aware of what's right. He is aware of what's right. I think all human beings are aware of right and wrong. Okay, we have a conscience. So he chose to do wrong rather than right. So he chose his arrogance, he chose his selfishness, he chose his greed, he chose his vanity, and now he's paying he's paying the consequences of it. Because he chose wrong, he chose the woman. This is the point I was trying to make. Because he chose wrong, he ended up. I'm not surprised that he ended up choosing the woman that he chose. He thought he could buy a woman. You're not supposed to buy a woman just because you make money. He thought, I can use, because I get a lot of money, I can use this money to buy what I want. Okay. Instead of looking for a woman that truly loves him, that truly cares for him, that truly desires him, he decided to say, that's why I don't feel sorry for him. He decided to say, forget all of that. Instead of choosing a good woman, a woman with ethics and morals, the very same morals that he, by the way, rejected. Instead of him doing that, he chose a woman that is selfish, that is greedy, that only wants him for his money. He chose that type of woman. He chose himself. And now he's suffering the consequences of his choices, of his immoral choices. Listen. Oh my, you can't make this shit up. You really can't. So, but yeah, I only have one thing to say in regards to the red pill. Red pill. I mean, red pill is gonna do what red pill does. It's an evil ideology with dishonest characters, like Myron Fresh and all of them, right? The people that push the red pill ideology. So red pill they're gonna do what they're gonna do. All right, they're gonna use this and milk it to basically go against religion. All right, in a way, like what Hassan was doing. I'm gonna use this to attack religion with. You see, guys, but I've been watching this guy, and there's nothing religious about what's his name? About this guy here, Akaash. There's nothing. I'll actually, Hassan, let me ask you this question. Yeah. When you hear this guy speak, do you get the impression that this is a man who follows religion and lives by it, and and really believes in it? Do you get that impression
when he speaks? Well, first of all, his name is not Akaash. Myron has renamed him to a cash machine. Which I think is a perfect
cash machine. A cash machine. Oh, that makes sense. But he's not a cash machine per se. Okay, he is a victim of his own selfishness, of his own greed. He basically got the same. He went for a woman. So the values that he sold himself to, the values that he whether he's aware of it or not, the values that he kind of gave into, the arrogance, the selfish. He went in I was gonna say attracted the same type of woman. I don't believe in that satanic bloody law of attraction ideology. But he went and chose the exact same woman, just as selfish. He went and chose the female version of him. Okay, just as all of that.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Just you as a you would say he's got somebody who's equally yoked with or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly it. And I think it's a match made in heaven. So he deserves everything he's getting. This is what I'm saying. This is why I say, if there are consequences to what you do. There are consequences to your actions. There are consequences to your thoughts. There are consequences to there are consequences to what you think and act upon. So, and that's his consequences. That's he got what he wanted in the end. What makes this guy thinks he can buy a woman?
That's a great question.
Why shouldn't a woman take advantage of you if you think you can buy her? I'll give you money for this. And oh my days, I can buy you. You know what? I'm so attracted by your beauty. I'm so attracted by your physical appearance. And because I have money, I'm gonna try and buy that physical appearance. I'm gonna try and buy that beauty. Of course, you're opening yourself up to be used, and because just think about the type of mentality that you have to have. You know what? Even though she's extremely attractive, she's extremely attractive. Even though I know she probably wouldn't like me, because he judges everything by physical appearance. So physically speaking, she's more attractive than you are. So you're on that league because he judges everything by physical appearance, right? To me, physical appearance is not enough. I would gladly and happily marry a woman that is 5, but believes in religion and so on and so forth, believes in God and practices it, than a woman that is a 10, 11, and doesn't at all. But according to his standard, is physical appearance is the standard. Okay, she's out of your league. It's going to be an imbalance when you get with her. And then but you think, but because I have money, I can buy her. I mean, just think about that. You deserve what's coming to you. And she's not stupid. She's going to see it. She knows that you're not as attractive as her. She knows that she is in the position of power here. She knows that she can take the mick out of you. She knows that she can manipulate you. And guess what? She's going to do it. End of. And she did it. And she does it consistently. I mean, imagine another video that you just showed me, Hassan. Where she's avoiding him. You think this guy didn't look back at those videos and realize what the entire world, what we just realized just by watching it? Come on. Anyway,
yeah.
This was a good breakdown. This was a wonderful, 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 wonderful breakdown. Guys, there's 40 of you guys watching. Welcome to the Solution Podcast, guys. Go and check out my reaction on this issue. Okay, learn how to vet a woman. Otherwise, you will, and it's a shame I didn't cover. Well, I did. I touched on it, but we went into much more depth here. About him, the consequences of being selfish, being greedy, being all of these things, and what that can lead to. That can lead into you choosing someone that's like you, just as greedy, just as selfish, and then being taken advantage of. But anyways, bro, shall we call it a day?
I was gonna end on a clip. I forgot. I can't find it. Definitely call it a day. Definitely done.
Okay.
It's just I just wanted to round off with something funny and light, I guess.
Well, that wasn't heavy, was it?
Oh, this is a heavy topic, man. I got a lot off my chest anyway. Because again, this isn't my relationship. This isn't your relationship. This is just some two strangers on the internet that nobody really cares about. I don't think you've ever cared about this guy that much, besides that one interaction we had. When's the last time you thought about Myron? Sorry, Akaash. Probably that one time he was speaking to Myron, and besides that, probably never, right? Not an overwhelming talent, nothing special as a person, although, I'm not knocking that guy. It's just he's not in your top 10 comedians that you watch on a regular basis.
Never, bro. Nowhere near that. All right, he's corny as hell, bro.
Yeah, it's very unoriginal and uninteresting. But people like it, and he's got quite a successful career. But it's just
like it, bro. I don't think people like it.
No,
I think is he that famous?
Yeah. He did Radio City Hall. He did his special Radio City Hall or whatever it is. He's up there.
He's up there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
He's on the flick. He's on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's quite.
If people like that sense of humor, then people have issues.
People, fair enough. I'm sure he's funny. I haven't watched his stuff like ever, besides little clips here and there on the shorts or whatever. It's not my cup of tea.
What did you think? Oh, okay, not your cup of tea. Okay, cool.
Very it's corporate jokes. These corporate jokes, the jokes that really they're not meant for regular people. They're meant for TV or corporate events. Just very boring stuff, uninteresting, unoriginal. Not a fan. But what's the takeaway here? I'm trying to find a decent video. It's all just tragedy in this bloody place, and there's nothing.
He got what he wanted. Like people, I don't. No one should be feeling sorry for him. He gave into his arrogance. He chose his arrogance. He chose selfishness. He chose greed. He chose vanity. He chose to do those things. And guess what? He got exactly what he deserved. A woman who is just as vain, just as selfish, just as greedy, just as, and I think that's quite hilarious, to be honest with you. I think that's funny. It's a tragedy, of course, but I think it's funny. It's like, what goes around comes around. he got what he deserved. That's it. That's all. I think that's all we all get in the what we deserve. If you didn't work hard enough, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. If you work hard enough, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. People get what they deserve. That's all it is. And spiritually and materialistically. Spiritual and materialistic kind of intertwined, to be honest with you, because what you think in your mind can materialize in real life, through actions. So yeah, he got what he deserved, and it's ugly to look at. I'll be honest with you. It's as a man, I felt that. When she wasn't like kissing him back, and he was trying to kiss her. It's like, how do you live with yourself? I mean, me as a Catholic, if I make that mistake, I have to stay married to a woman, regardless. The church was just telling me, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stay married to her. But I don't know how it is with Hinduism, like with him, because they don't have
Catholic.
children. Yeah, they don't have children yet. They have what in
Hindus have a lower divorce rate than Catholics.
They have a lower divorce rate than the Catholics. Okay. In Catholic, what we have is something called is it abolition? I forgot the term. It's not called divorce. And there's annulment. That's it. It's annulment, and the annulment there's you basically have to meet the reason for that annulment, and this wouldn't be a reason with in the annulment, like as long as she's providing you with sex, it doesn't have to be regularly, doesn't have to be any of that, it's fine. Like you have to meet the criteria for the annulment basically, and if you don't meet that criteria, then divorce cannot be granted. We don't believe in divorce, we believe in annulment. So if looking at the situation as a Hindu, if I'm allowed to divorce, I would, and they still don't have children, I would leave immediately. I would
have left by a long time ago. I wouldn't even end.
Yeah. But in Islam, you're allowed divorce, right? So you can just leave.
Yeah, but even Catholics get divorced. So the idea that
we don't, we get no. It has to be annulled. We don't get divorce. That doesn't exist in the Catholic religion. Oh, this is perfect. This is
so Catholics don't get. Right, fair enough.
We don't get divorced. We don't get divorced. We get the marriage can be annulled, but you have to look at all the reasons for the. It has to match the criteria for annulment. Put it this way, and for example, that's not. I don't think that's not part of the. I can't. Of course, I can't. I would have to look at all the reasons for why the church would grant annulment. But it has to match that criteria.
Cool. So Catholics get divorced, fair enough. So this is what I'm
divorced, bro.
This is it's a great episode. I think it's important. I recommended we do this live because I genuinely do not like Akaash. I don't know him personally, but I don't like the things that he says. I don't like the fact that he's an arrogant guy, and he deserves what he's getting here. And I'm glad he's getting it.
Okay, is that your final thoughts on the matter?
Sorry, my mind just went somewhere else. Yeah, so I'm glad it's happening to him, and I hope he learns from this actually, because I don't want it to get worse. I hope he just divorces her and just finds himself a more average-looking woman that respects him at least. So, all that.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, he needs to find that. Absolutely, 100%. My final thoughts is, well, listen. I don't care how you feel about religion. I don't care about how you feel about, what the Christian religion teaches. It doesn't matter, because arrogance is still real. Selfishness is still real. Greed is still real. All of those things are still real. And whether you don't like religion telling you not to be greedy, not to be selfish, not to be arrogant, it doesn't make a difference. If you give into these things, if you give into arrogance, if you give into, you are going to reap what you sow. So it's really that simple. You are going to face the consequences of being arrogant. You're going to face the consequences of being selfish. You're going to face the consequences of these things. How you feel about religion, which literally just means a group of people that believe in the same thing. How you feel about what religion makes no difference at all. You will face the consequences of your thoughts and your actions, and this is exactly what's happened to Akaash Machine. He thought he could be a human being via his arrogance. By the way, via his arrogance, he thought he could buy a human being. because he gave into his selfishness, he gave into his greed, he gave into his, and because he made money, this is the type of guy you don't want him to be a billionaire or a trillionaire, because God knows what he's going to do. You don't want this guy to rule the world. Imagine this guy's your king, with that type of mentality. I know she's out of my league, but I'm going to try and buy her love. Or buy her, or no, not even buy her love. He admits that if she doesn't care about me, I'll just throw a bag at her. I'll just throw a bag at her. I like that. I like that. That made me laugh. He just throws a bag at her because it's like he almost admits the truth in his jokes. It's like, I know I'm not that good looking. I know I'm not all that. I know she's out of my league, but guess what? Since according to my liberal way of thinking, physical appearance is what matters the most, and I still want that, I'm going to use my leverage. I'm going to use money, to buy it. And now he's paying for it. He bought a gold digger that will use him until he's dry. And he can't do anything about it, because if he divorces her, that's it. I mean, I suggest he divorces her now. I'll be honest with you, and just fade, because there's no children involved. So, the divorce would be easier on him. I don't advocate for divorce, because as Catholics, we don't believe in divorce. We believe in annulment, and that's very different, because today, with no fault divorce, a person can divorce for any reason. You can't do that in the Catholic Church. You have to meet the criteria, and this criteria has been there for over 1,000 years. So, or hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So, yeah, you have to meet those criteria. So you can't just divorce him because you feel something, or you don't, or you feel that, or you feel this, or you feel. It's not about what you feel. Is if what has happened transgresses the law of God. If it does, then yes, the church can grant that annulment. But yeah, so I don't advocate for divorce. I think it's bad, but because there's no children involved and she openly disrespects him, I suggest he does it, but I don't think he's going to do it, because in order for him to do it, he has to come to terms with his he has to come to terms with his arrogance. He has to come to terms with his arrogance, with his selfishness, with everything that is wrong with him first. But I don't see him. I think he's got way too much pride for that. I don't see him showing that level of accountability. I don't see that happening. I think he's going to, in order to save face, he's going to continue being in this relationship, thinking that he's going to prove everyone wrong. And she's going to continue to abuse him and abuse him and abuse him and abuse him. Because she's in a position of, I would say, power over him, and he's a simp. So yeah. Anyways, that's my last thought. Sorry for ranting for too long, but yes, guys, bro, you want to play that?
Yes, this is the most suitable ending to this live. How many people? 40 people. Wow, is that right?
42. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's interesting. Hopefully, we do more lives. I've got to get some sleep now.
100%. Yes.
This is a perfect ending to Akaash's situation. All right. R.I.P. You piece of shit, Akaash.
Repent.
Apologies.
You young ladies think that this is a game. 23 is not young when you have a child. You're over here breathing like a petulant teenager.
I just feel like you're not really hearing me. You're not.
That's it.
That was I miss Kevin Samuels, man. Yeah. Yes, guys, thank you for watching. 44 of you guys. Salute. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And follow us for more, real in-depth content where we cover everything, okay, from the materialistic to the spiritual. We we go into everything. We dig deep out here. Pause. You know what I mean? So, guys, take care, and we'll see you next time. Peace.